and welcome back to Cloveriness. My name is Michelle and today I'm going to do an April book haul. In April I received 17 books and I'm really happy with all of them. I'm so excited to share these with you and I feel incredibly lucky to have received so many amazing sounding books this month. Now first up I received a book that I'm absolutely really excited to read, and that is The Forever Song by Julie Kagawa. Julie Kagawa is definitely one of my favorite authors. I loved her Iron Fae series. I love this Blood of Eden series. This is the last book in the trilogy and I just want to know what happens so badly. Next up I received a proof copy of the new book by Charlaine Harris. I really love the Sookie Stackhouse series and this is the new series by Charlaine Harris. Within this book is some of the characters that you've seen from some of her other series and it just sounds really interesting. The book trailer for it is gorgeous. Look out for that one soon. Now this next book I've already read and absolutely loved, and that is Raging Star by Maura Young. This is the third book in the Dustlands trilogy and I just love the characters and the storylines and the relationships in this series so much. Now the next book was a bit of a surprise and that is a finished copy of Above by Isla Morley. I'm really hoping to read this book in May. I think it sounds really interesting. Next up I got a copy of Alex as Well by Alyssa Bergman. This was a book that I really hoped to read for LGBT April and I didn't quite manage to squeeze it in, but it's about an intersex character and I've heard some rather mixed things about it, which just makes me even more intrigued to dive into this story and see what I think for myself. Now the next two books were a bit of a surprise, and the first one is Cured by Bethany Wiggins. This is about a virus that sweeps through the land and it leaves all of the children feral, and then a cure comes along and it's about this girl. She's really hoping to reunite with her brother. The premise sounds really good. I'm really looking forward to reading it. Now the next book is Dangerous by Shannon Hale. I don't think I've ever read anything by Shannon Hale and this book sounds really weird in a way. It's about an astronaut camp and a conspiracy and falling in love, and I really love that combination of weird, to be honest. So again, I'm really hoping to read this one very soon. So by Bloomsbury is a finished copy of Mutant City by Steve Feasey. This is about a future in which you're either pure or a mutant, and the main character of this book is neither, and that can be very dangerous. I'm really hoping that my guest reviewer Colsima will be reviewing this book soon on the blog. And then I received Dead Girls Walking by Susie Cox. This is a sequel to the Dead Girls Detective Agency, a book that came out last year, and it was billed as sort of Mean Girls meets The Lovely Bones, which is a very interesting combination. I also received Summer's Shadow by Anna Wilson. This is a book about a girl who loses her mother and she's sent to the coast somewhere to live with her aunt and uncle. It sounds really sweet. Next up, I'm really excited about this book, and that is Charlie Merrick's Misfits by Dave Cousins. I've read Dave Cousins' previous books for young adults, and this book is aimed at a slightly younger audience about a boy and his band of misfit friends and football. It has some lovely illustrations in it, and I just think it's going to be a really fun read. And the final 6 books that I received were all from Barrington Stoke, and here they are. Honestly, I'm super excited about this pile of books. I've been really curious to read books by Barrington Stoke before. If you haven't heard of the company, they produce books for struggling, reluctant, or dyslexic readers. And I had a quick look on their website. I'm gonna link it down below so you can have a look as well. And what they do is they take on some really big authors, authors that you'd have heard of before, and produce shorter stories that, shorter, really appealing stories to hook in readers that probably might not be as interested in picking up different books. They produce them on off-white paper with shorter chapters, more space in between, and honestly, I'm so excited. I really am. Especially for this book, Falling by Kat Clark. Kat Clark is definitely a favorite author of mine, and I recently went to my library specifically looking for this book. They didn't have it in, and I did request that they order a copy in, but I hadn't heard anything about it, and now I have my very own copy, so thank you to the lovely people at Barrington Stoke. I also have Moose Baby by Meg Rosoff, about a girl who has a moose baby, which I think is very strange. It has this really lovely pink edging as well. John for Short by Malorie Blackman. Malorie Blackman is my hero, so I will definitely get to this one very soon. This book, Brock by Anthony McGowan, I had a quick flick through it and I realised that actually they'd sent me a signed copy, so hurrah! We also have Pale by Chris Wooding, about this serum that can bring people back to life, but they come back in this pale form, and it just sounds a little bit creepy and very fun. And finally, Tilly's Promise by Linda Newbury, and I just absolutely love this cover. This is a book about World War I believe, and this cover is like an embroidered postcard, and look at the inside. The inside is like the back of an embroidered postcard, and I just absolutely love it. 17 books that were sent for review this month. I'm so excited about all of them. They all sound fantastic, and I'm obviously incredibly grateful to all of the publishers who have sent me things this month. Check out my blog and also subscribe to this channel to see more reviews and more discussions about these books and others. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.